who his team and him are on a roll. They are hotter than the old proverbial $2 pistol, but it doesn't get any easier, and I'm going to sound like I'm redundant in these interviews. We got, a 6'8" guy we got to go against tonight. Same old story. We know already rebounding and not turning the ball over is important. I got to ask you about some different phases of the game.
Sure.
Transition defense. Pretty important tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, critical. I mean, it's important every night, but this is without a doubt one of probably the best transition team in terms of getting it out, make or miss, pushing it up the floor, and then doing a really good job at making decisions, when they get to the basket in transition. So they got 3 or 4 guards out there with the big 6'8" kid that can all push it up the floor. So it's 4 different threats out there to bring it up, and we got to get back and get matched up and loaded up to the ball.
Transition defense has got to go well, but we've got to find people quickly, and our half-court defense is always important, but there might be a little exclamation point on tonight.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a tough ask. Anytime you have a kid that's, 6'8", D1 athlete, that has the size that he has, he commands a lot of attention. Obviously, we're undersized at that position, but we got all 5. It's same message as it was, earlier in the week. We got all 5 guard the ball and then be ready for long closeouts. They got a lot of quick guards, so when we're closing out of that help, we got to make sure we're not letting them blow by and get to end our paint easily.
Drew, how important is it going to be? I mean, obviously every team wants to, but certain things take more importance. We got to get more shots off, which means we're probably getting either turnovers on them or a lot of offensive rebounds.
Yeah, it's the game, is always easier when you can generate some easy points that aren't, you having to execute a set perfectly or set 2 or 3 different screens to get an open look. So when you can turn the other team over and get out and go, we want to do that, but we also don't want to get ourselves into a track meet. That's not really our style as much. We want to control tempo, sit down and guard, and we do want shot attempts. We want more of them, but I want quality shot attempts.
Don't launch them just for the
fun. No. We want to work for a good shot. We want to be patient, but not passive, and take pass up a good one for a great one if we can.
And tempo, we really the other night against Gibson County, we controlled the tempo of that game for the most part.
Yeah, and they were pressing all night. I thought we did for the most part. We did a pretty good job handling their pressure in the full court and being able to kind of throttle that down when we get into the half court and then get into our stuff. Very physical game. Don't expect anything different tonight. Expect a lot of physicality. And got to play through some stuff, right? If we're not getting calls or if we think we should be getting a call, it really doesn't matter. So we talk a lot about controlling what we can control, and our attitude and our effort when things aren't going our way is, primary.
You're telling me that this sounds like the old Kung Fu show, and the priest is telling Kwai Chang King, you must focus, grasshopper.
Look, I'm going to be real honest. I don't know the reference, but it sounds about right. You got to stay focused, even when things aren't going great or adversity's hitting. So
only the old timers.
Yeah, I figured that might be a little.
But the focus is so important tonight.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about injuries, sickness, etc. First of all, everybody, I've had 50 people ask me this week, is Cohen Thomas going to play tonight?
Yeah. Cohen's back. He was back at practice yesterday, kind of easing him in, and we'll watch him tonight. He says he's ready to go, but sometimes players, we got to look out for them a little bit. So we'll see how he's doing. Not expecting any type of minutes restriction, but I just told him, hey, you're full go, and we'll see how it goes. If we need more breaks, we can get them. But when he's out on the floor handling the ball, that's kind of where we want to be with him initiating our offense.
Sam Tritt and a couple of other guys at Crawford to do more things.
Sure.
And it makes their defense spread out if he's out there. What about any other injuries? Because that was a physical game at Gibson County the other night.
Yeah,
a few elbows exchanged.
It was, man. It was a lack of a better way to describe it, it was a loose whistle, right? So we didn't. They let them play. It was physical, and we got some guys with bumps and bruises, but so does everybody. So
okay, district-wise, everybody comes this game undefeated. I don't completely understand the Trojans' 10-8 record. I know as a former coach, you know as a present coach, that 10-8 record is deceptive.
Oh yeah, if you go down and look at who they've played, I think they're doing it the right way. You know, you play all your non-conference games, and you want to schedule hard teams so that by this time of year, you've played some really good teams. Maybe you've gotten your butt kicked a couple times by some really good teams, not even from around here, and it makes you better at this time of year when you're wanting to play your best basketball. So that they're much better team than that record indicates.
Now, I'm going to ask you a loaded question, and you can turn it and twist it any way you want to. Drew's a very honest young man. To this point, are you pleased with the record but not satisfied where we are?
Yeah, I took this job, and I'm not interested in like 2 or 3 year plans to get going. Like, that's my message to this guy. Like, I'm not punting year one just to try to get to year 2 and establish culture. Like, we're doing all those things, but I want to win now. And I looked them in the face, and I think we can. You know, so it's undefeated in the district's great so far, being 2-0, but we got a lot of basketball left, and all that matters, that really doesn't matter now. Right, that's all in the past, and all we have to do is if we worry about the next game and you go out and you win that next game, records, standings, postseason stuff takes care of itself.
Absolutely.
And you go prepare for that.
Great answer, Drew. And sometimes I ask those kind of questions.
Yeah.
Okay, you got about 30, 35 seconds to say anything you want to the Hornet Nation.
Hey, same message as always for Hornet Nation, man. We appreciate you guys showing up. Appreciate your support, and we're going to try to make it 4 in a row tonight.
Absolutely. Let's get a win. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout and come back with action.